Hello everyone, welcome along to episode 2 of the Wedding and Events Business Broadcast. Now on our first episode we had such a good response on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music. We just need a little bit more of your help. So if you like these videos, please do like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever you can do to just grow our audience and get everyone involved who's maybe interested in wedding and events, or they might be getting married. It will really help people go along the way. Now, in this episode today, I'm talking to Hayley Gold, and I met her on Boxing Day. And she's a professional singer, so she was singing, I was DJing, and I thought it'd be great to get her on the podcast today and chat to her about how she become a professional wedding singer, and most importantly, how do you do it as a full-time job? So strap in and let's talk to Hayley Gold. So, hello Hayley, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Enjoying the sunshine?
Well, as a business owner, I don't really sit in the sunshine, but yes, I am.
Good. All right. So, well, thanks for joining us on the Wedding and Events Business Broadcast.
Thank you.
So if you could just tell us a little bit about what you do and how long you've been doing it.
I am Hayley Gold Vocals. I am a wedding and event singer, and I have been singing for 10 years. I've been in the wedding industry for 3.5 years.
Okay.
And then before that, I was singing in holiday parks, pubs, social clubs, all the nitty gritty stuff that's brought me to where I am now.
Okay, so when did you did you do this from a really young age? Did you sort of think, I've got a bit, did your parents sort of go, oh, you've got a lovely voice?
No, I was always told to shut up, to be quite honest, yeah. Every time I sang at home, I remember standing in the kitchen, I always used to sing when I was like cooking me eggs and stuff. Right. On the hob, and I'd be like, Mum, do you think I've got a good voice? And she's like, well, you're a bit shouty. And I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of didn't go into the singing at a young age.
Okay.
I did do sort of like choirs and like group singing, like group singing, just choirs. I used to do the gang show with the Scouts.
Oh,
that was fun. So it was all like in a group situation, or a group like what's the word? Atmosphere? Group atmosphere, yeah. Okay. And I was actually a dancer for like 15 years. And then,
so that was your full-time sort of profession then, was it? Or
it
was
became
it
became my full-time profession, as well as hairdressing.
Oh, so it was hairdressing as well, blimey.
Hairdressing and dancing, and that was my career for like 10 years.
Okay.
And then, unfortunately, I fell over and hurt my ankle. Oh. And I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to perform. It's
one of the worst things that could happen, isn't it?
Yeah, it was awful. Went through a little bit of a mental, like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So went back to college. They had a course that was performing arts, so that's sort of forced me to do the singing. Okay. And that's where it all started. And that was 11 years ago now.
And was there a specific sort of genre of music you like to sing? Did you have sort of, because you get these singers who sometimes they might be good for West End or jazz or, that sort of stuff. Did you have a certain sort of calibre you like?
So my sort of calibre of songs that I liked was all like the pop, the garage, the dance club classics and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. But
when you're going into a college setting, they want you to do like musical theatre and all the showy kinds of stuff, and that really wasn't me. But it was a good starting point.
Yeah.
I mean, they said to me, why don't you try singing Nancy from Oliver and things like that, because it was like a spoken singing kind of thing. And because of my Essex accent, quite common, it sort of fitted. So that was where I started doing it. But it wasn't my favourite style of music. Like I say, mine was the pop, the garage and the club classics and stuff like that.
Okay, so when you obviously got into a bit of singing, can you remember your first gig?
Oh, what was my first gig? Yes, I can. It was called the Top House in Tottenham.
In Tottenham?
Yeah.
Oh, how did you end up there then? So, were you based in Essex at that time?
Yeah. I was still in Essex. So after college, I'd done a competition called Factor Essex.
Right.
It's quite a big. It used to be quite a big competition. It's now called the National Entertainment Awards.
Okay.
But I went there and I met a lot of people that were singers and sort of network there. I didn't obviously win it, but it was lovely to meet like people that were actually in the industry, to sing with people that are doing it full time. And I met somebody there who knew an agent, and they said to me, oh, why don't you try this agency? And then that was it. I was on this agency, I was getting gigs every weekend, but yeah.
How much, when you first started, how much were you getting?
It was quite good,
Was it
actually.
quite good?
Yeah. When
Yeah.
she told me, it was like 250 quid.
Cool, that's not
I
bad
know.
for your first
For my
gig,
first
is
one, I
it?
was like, what am I doing in an office? Why am I
Blimey.
doing? Why am I earning 80 quid a day when I could be doing this? But yeah, it's quite good.
So when so I take it when you started doing gigs,
Yeah.
did you have another job on the side still, or was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. So I was working as an entertainments manager in a children's play centre.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was quite
So
fun.
you're doing all the Macarena dances and all that.
Well, not quite. It was called Nickelodeon Adventure. It's in Lakeside. So
Oh, that sounds
it was,
cool.
Yeah,
I think I've heard of that, actually.
Yeah, so you've got like Shimmer and Shine, you've got Paw Patrol, you've got Ninja Turtles, SpongeBob, things like that. But we did do things that were themed around those brands and those TV shows. But
cool.
So I was in charge of the characters.
So you must have been pretty busy then, doing that, and then obviously gigging it. Was it mostly weekends?
Yeah, gigging was Friday and Saturday,
Yeah.
sometimes Sunday, and then I worked full time. So yeah,
I think most people in this industry, wherever you are, a singer, a DJ, they start off with a job on the side, and then that at the weekends, and they don't realise you're literally sacrificing 6-7 days a week sometimes, aren't you? And you do it because you love it.
Oh my God, I was so tired. But the experiences I got were just brilliant. Do you know what I mean? But it was all like a bit of a journey. So obviously the entertainment side and the singing kind of filled my need to be that kind of performer. Do you know what I mean? But then in the end, it was like, do you know what? Singing is just my passion and my love, and I really want to make this work. So
how long did it take, sort of went from when you first started singing at clubs and getting gigs to say, right, I want to do this full time. I want to go professional and make a full time job of it.
It was about 5 years ago, but obviously we had COVID and stuff like that, and I always take that out of the equation because we were sort of sitting at home getting drunk, and I was still singing in the garden, doing gigs in the garden for free for my neighbours, because I thought I can't stop doing this. But I think that's when I was like, right, after COVID, I really want to make this work. So yeah, I mean, I still had like full-time jobs and things like that, and I was just keep pushing and pushing, trying to get the gigs. But yeah, and then 3 years ago I got married, and the whole wedding industry was like, wow, this is just lovely. I just loved the whole atmosphere. At the time, pubs, after COVID, it was really difficult because pubs
they're not the same,
they're
are they?
not the same. They're not. And I mean, there's less people that go out, less people that appreciated like live singers. And obviously when I got married, I thought, oh my God, this industry is just lovely. I just really want to get involved in this. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially with the pubs and the clubs and all that sort of stuff, like I said, it's changed a lot, and they can't afford to pay the money anymore. Like, I remember when I first started DJing in clubs, going back, I don't know, 12, 15 years, I was getting about 250, 300 quid a night, which was quite good money in those days. Now you're lucky if you get 100, 150 quid in a club, and you have to stand there from 9 o'clock till 3 in the morning.
I know.
It's just like, and I feel for them, but obviously we're all there to make a living, aren't we?
That's the thing, isn't it?
But so you went on to obviously do this full time. Was it just basically, as you said, you loved the weddings? Did it go the way you wanted it to, or did you push for the weddings, or was it a bit of both at the start?
It was a bit of both. So because the wedding industry after COVID was like massive, everyone was waiting to get married. They were like eager. You'd had 2 years of people waiting to get married, that it just bombarded the whole industry, didn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot of them all were held off and moved when it all came back to life again, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was one of them people.
Oh,
so we was one of them people that was one of the first to get married after COVID. Well, not one of the first, but like it was in that sort of era.
Yeah.
But I was still doing sort of the pubs, social clubs, stuff like that. And it was a little bit of a slow start, but it was good. It was good. And I thought, oh my goodness, look at these bookings coming in. But then people were booking for like 2025, 2026, like now. Or 2024, sorry. So when I started a couple of years ago, it would have been last year, wouldn't it? Yeah. So all the time just goes with me. I just don't know where it goes. Now I'm full time and I've only got one job doing it. It's like, hang on, where are we now? What year are we in? I
mean, as you just said, like when you start out, especially if you're hitting the wedding market. I remember when I started up, a lot of people looking for future, so 1-2 years down the line.
Yeah.
And you might take that small deposit for them to hold that date, but you're thinking, well, I've actually got no proper work in like where I can get the big money now, and it's blooming hard, isn't it? It really is blooming hard. But for some, we all seem to get through it somehow, and just like I sometimes sit and think, how the hell did we do that?
Honestly,
but you do, don't you? Whether as a person, as a family, as a business, you just find ways to get around it.
That's it.
So You've gone into full-time wedding singing, and then I'm right in saying you've won a wedding award.
Yes.
And which one's that?
I just get so like when people talked about that, I'm just like, what on earth? How did that even happen? I've never ever won an award in my life. All through dancing, I didn't win any awards. I done like qualifications and stuff, but never did I win an award.
Oh, you must have felt amazing.
Oh my God, that night. So I won an Essex Wedding Award in 2024, which was obviously not last year, the year before's ceremony, but it was for last year.
And is that for best wedding singer? Or?
Yeah, it was weddings, bands, and what was the other one? Weddings, bands, and music.
Oh my God! So it's quite a big category then, isn't it?
It covered, honestly, the people that were in that category were absolutely phenomenal. Like you had the Singing Waiters UK.
Oh, well, I mean they're huge, aren't they?
Do you know what I mean? They were just phenomenal. They just won a TWEA award, and then there was Dan Rawley, who was a percussionist.
Yeah, I know Dan. Yeah.
I think his name was Jordan. There was another singer in there, and I thought, there's no way. And I had a lovely dress. I thought, I'm treating this like a wonderful night out, like being surrounded by all these people. Like I was proud of where I'd come from.
Just to get into the finals, an achievement, isn't it? Yeah,
I know. Just to be there, like after thinking this little idea in my head after getting married, thinking I'm going to be a wedding singer now. Yeah. After singing in like grotty little pubs and social clubs for 10 years.
Yeah, we all have to start somewhere though, don't we?
Honestly, I was like, look at this glamorous life, and my mum loves it. She's a world class kind of lady. Everything's got to be world class. So this was like a wonderful like ceremony.
Did you take her with you?
Yeah, I took her and my husband because I thought
brilliant.
This could be the only time that we have a ceremony like this. So let's go.
Yeah,
and I treated them, so I paid for their tickets and stuff.
Oh,
and,
brilliant.
Yeah, it was a lovely evening. And then honestly, when they called my name out, I was like, literally, I felt like my stomach come up to my throat. I was like, are you actually joking? Like, I could not believe it. Like, I was so overwhelmed.
It's amazing. Well done.
Honestly, it was just brilliant. And it's sitting on my mantelpiece at home. And every time I'm having a bad day, I just look at it and think,
that's how far you've come. Yeah.
It's just incredible.
It's an achievement. It is a real achievement. So what kind of stuff did you have to do to go into those to the wedding awards? I mean, obviously I've done it myself on a wedding DJ. I know what kind of. But what do they ask you for a singer? What do you have to?
So they ask you for like your application, not your application. Sorry, not your. They ask you for your sign up and how you sign clients up.
Oh yeah.
So all the process of booking and everything.
Yeah.
And then they ask for reviews. Then they ask pretty much what you've asked me today, like where did you start from, things like that. So you have to give them a background.
That's good though, isn't it? Rather than just send a video and this is me singing, they can really go into it then, don't they? So.
I didn't do one bit of singing.
Really?
For it, no, because they were asking what you did, but they asked you like the basic questions and then you could add to it. So what I did, I'm not a very, what's the word? I don't like reading and writing, so I wouldn't sit there and write out what I've done. So I presented myself just like we're doing today. So I've done a little video and they could see what I've done. And then I did post some videos of me singing. So I done singing someone down the aisle and singing at someone's wedding.
Oh, lovely.
And then I done because I still sing at the holiday parks as well, which is
It's in your blood.
It's in my blood. It's in my heart. I did one on Saturday and it was just amazing. I love it. But,
brilliant. Is that more cabaret sort of style? Or?
Yeah.
100%. Oh, lovely. I mean, we take the kids to Haven occasionally and I even love some of their stuff. I mean, is that the same kind of vibe as that?
Yeah, exactly that. I used to do Haven. I do Park Holidays, Park Dean. Sometimes I do Haven. It just depends where the gigs are. So
I think a lot of people probably even start at the holiday parks and that they're massive, brilliant singers, isn't it? They really and you think of all the guests what go to them over the years.
I know.
There's actually a lot of people like listening to you and getting your name out there. Really.
There was one holiday park called All Hallows.
Hallows.
Yeah, it's Haven. It's in Gravesend. It's lovely. It's a really big one now. They've done a load of work to it. It's massive. Yeah. And every time I went there was like the little Hayley Gold Appreciation Club. There was like this group of holiday makers. Well, they were owners, caravan like owners. Yeah. And they used to come down. They used to send me a message and say, "Hayley, we come to see you."
Oh, that's
and have
brilliant.
A picture with them afterwards.
I love
felt like a
things
celebrity.
Like that. Would you ever like talking to celebrities? Like if you ever have you ever done like X Factor or anything like that? Or Britain's Got Talent?
No.
Would you do it?
I would for the experience, but I wouldn't do it as such for wanting to win it because I just don't know. Number one, there's phenomenal singers. I mean, there was a girl on there last night called Louise Hall, and I actually was in a competition with her in November for the National Entertainment Awards. She was in my category. Wow. She won our category. So I was like, okay, I was runner up to her. She's phenomenal. So that's great. Felt really proud of that. Yeah. But I just wouldn't want to take that route myself because I enjoy the personal side of the weddings. So I like building a connection with someone. And if you're going to do something for X Factor or Britain's Got Talent or something like that, it's more so to be a recording artist and to do what other people want you to do. And I'm happy with doing what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? But I'd love to do it for the experience. And I always put on my vision board, and like, I don't know if you manifest, but I like to manifest.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
On my vision board, like there is like the
your
Palladium.
goals.
The Palladium is on there. But I wouldn't say I'd want to go on there to like win it.
I mean, I always look at these singers, you know, celebrities, and there's only a handful of them who I think have got their head screwed on. A lot of them go veering off, don't they? You know, and have issues with, you know, drugs and all that. I'm not saying all singers are like that when they become famous. I'm not saying that at all. But you know, when they hit the limelight, we're not, as human beings, we're not used to that. Walking out the road and someone snapping you or wanting your autograph, wouldn't that annoy you? That annoyed me. I know. Do my head in.
I think it's because people like the sort of people you're talking about. They've struggled all their life to get that break, and then when they've got it, they might not have had a lot of money. They might have put all their money into making their career. Do you know what I mean?
And then bang,
and then literally they get everything they want in one go. So they're like, I can do what I like now. I've got all this money, and I just think that it gets lost. What the reason why you're doing it gets lost because you're just given all this money, all this fame, this attraction.
All of a sudden. Yeah.
And I think it can mess you up. Do you know what I mean?
I think the only one who seems to have his head on, I mean, he's had his issues, bless him, but is Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran,
he keeps himself away from the limelight a lot, like with his wife and his kids. You don't hear much about him. You know, I think he's had his demons with drugs and stuff like that occasionally, but he does seem to have his head screwed on, though, doesn't he, compared to others? Yeah,
he's probably the best one. Who else did I like that came out of the X Factor and stuff like that? There's a couple of people. I do actually, where I've done like the holiday parks and things like that. There's people that they book me for holiday parks, but also book me for other things. So I've done festivals and things like that where I've met some of these people that have gone on to X Factor, and they are really good. I can't think who they were. Louisa Johnson, she was phenomenal on the X Factor. I knew her before because I actually coloured her hair a year before she went.
Your claim to fame there.
The claim to fame I've got with Louisa Johnson is the bottom 4 inches of her hair is what I coloured. Because if it's grown out, the bottom part of her hair would be what I've done.
You should have kept put it in a little box and framed it.
Yeah, but she was really good. There's a lot of people from X Factor that I really like. I can't think of their names like off the top of my head, but even Britain's Got Talent, and I really loved them. But people are like, oh no, they don't remember who they are. Do you know what I mean? But you say, I think when they get that kind of level of like fame, it just hits them differently, doesn't it? So.
I mean, I was watching Stacey and Joe the other day.
Oh, they're brilliant.
I couldn't remember she was on X Factor years, like from the very beginning, wasn't she? I can't remember what she was like as a singer. Was she?
She was really good.
Was she really good? Yeah.
She had a little baby. She had a little boy. So her teenage son. She was doing it for him. So to watch her journey is. I
love stories like that.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a lot of time for people like that. Yeah. So with your work now.
Yep.
Obviously, a lot of us all depend on, you know, cold calls and word of mouth and all that sort. But how do you advertise a lot of you getting working as a wedding singer? So
I started off doing a lot of wedding fairs. So that was where I started, and I become recommended supplier to a couple of venues. So I do their open days. So all of that face-to-face kind of stuff is what I do, and then obviously from there do the whole email process and things like that. You do a bit of singing at the wedding fairs and all that. Yeah. I don't necessarily do the wedding fairs anymore because I think sometimes when you've got a big wedding fair with lots of suppliers, singers get lost in that noise. Because you're just on your own, stood there, really, aren't you? Yeah. And then wedding fairs are really, really loud. So you're trying to sing, and the whole atmosphere is just, it can be overwhelming to some brides and some couples. I say brides because brides are the ones who talk to me the most. However, I did have a groom a couple of months ago. Oh. Well done to the groom who contacted me. It was a nice change. But couples, when they go to wedding fairs and stuff, they can't hear a singer amongst all the noise. So it's almost just like background music, isn't it? Yeah. I don't find those are very successful. But then when I've become recommended supplier and I've sung open days, I've always sung in like the ceremony room or outside, and then people can get a visual and they can meet me. And I'm all about personality, so I'm quite like lively, I'm a bit bubbly. Do you know what I mean? I'm a commonetic girl. I've got that kind of. You're right. But it's just, I want to be sort of personable, and I just want people to know who I am. And this is me. I can't be anything different. Do you know what I mean? And that works for me. So when I do the open days, when I sing at sort of just, I sort of do a little bit of research about where I can place myself at a venue or maybe a restaurant or something that would fit in with to help people visualize where I go. And then obviously you've got like the Instagram, the TikTok, the Facebook.
That must be quite big for you and all that sort of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it is big, but I'm sure
just growing the audience, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, everyone's going to say the same thing. It's like another job.
Yeah.
It's like another job.
Too many platforms now, aren't there?
Honestly, I'm trying to keep up. At the moment, I'm focusing on TikTok, but last week I was on Instagram.
Yeah.
So some of the posts I'm getting are really good. And then some sort of flops, I go, I'm just going to leave that now. And then I'm going to go on TikTok. But I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of inquiries from TikTok at the moment.
Really? So that's interesting. I do think TikTok is moving forward with the times. I mean, see, I'm a Facebook man. I don't know if I'm old. I feel like old saying that. But I've really tried to get into the Instagram and the TikTok. The TikTok my kids are teaching me.
Yeah. It's almost like there's like an age bracket for each of those platforms. So I think anyone sort of like 25 to 30 plus would go Facebook. Even the older people, the wiser people, for all the older people that are listening. You're not old. Age is just a number. Yeah. The wiser people, maybe they're in their 40s, 50s that are getting married. They'd be Facebook. Then I think the Instagram is sort of like the 18 to 35.
30, yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Something like that. Yeah. And then TikTok. It's just
the kids.
All the cool kids.
Yeah, all the cool kids. But even so, I don't know about you, but I find myself sitting in bed at night and just flicking. Honestly. And then an hour's gone by and you're just watching all these weird TikToks and you think, oh my God, I've just wasted an hour watching
My husband hates it. It's like, you're always on your phone. And I say, literally, I'm doing it for research. I'm seeing what people post. I'm seeing the videos they do. I mean, me and my husband have got into a little bit of DJing, but streaming on TikTok.
Yeah, that's the way forward now. Yeah.
And I'm looking at all the DJs and how they're doing it. So I'm looking at all the equipment and stuff. So
brilliant.
Yeah, but that's a hobby at the moment. So it's a nice hobby.
Oh, you could mix the two together though, couldn't you? Eventually.
I have got a couple of bookings, but
husband and wife. You know?
Yeah, that's what we do. He's on a radio station called Rough Tempo, and it's a drum and bass radio station.
Oh wow!
And I joined him a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't very good, but
you done a bit of singing with him, like
no,
MCing?
DJing.
Oh, DJing as well. Yeah,
DJing.
Can you do a bit of MCing?
No. There's one MC chat that I can do, which I'm not going to do because it's somebody else's. I can't credit it. It's theirs, and they're not an MC anymore. But me and my friend used to do it every time we went out. And then, I said it to him once. I said, like, his name's Ricky, but he used to be called Crackle D.
Crackle D,
honestly. And he used to have really funny like MC chats, and we nicked one once, and we used it for about 10 years. And then I saw him at the pub a couple of years ago, and I went, "You do realise I nicked your MC?" And he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, I nicked your chat." And he was like, "Oh, really?" So yeah,
I'd love to be able to MC. I've got no hope though.
Oh, my husband used to do it, and every now and again when we have like a little party and we're DJing and stuff, I say, "Go on, get on the mic." When you
had a few sherbets.
Yeah, get on the mic. And he's like, "No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it."
So, do you know what? I was out on Tuesday night, on a school night. I was out. Oh, my God. Yeah. Had a few too many. But ended up on the karaoke because I do like a bit of singing.
No.
And, and then I also host karaoke nights occasionally, right? And I don't know if you get this as a singer, but you might be singing a song, like just hosting karaoke.
Yeah.
And as you're singing, they're coming up talking to you.
Honestly.
Do you get that at wedding fairs? Weddings or events. So people actually come up to you, talk to you while you're singing.
A couple of times. I think at weddings, this is what I mean about the industry is so lovely compared to like other things like social clubs and stuff. Pubs and social clubs, people have got no inhibitions whatsoever. They will literally come up to me and tell me what they've had for dinner, what their auntie's name was, what their dog was when they were 13 years old.
When you're halfway
and I'll
for
be
a song.
like, I'm just about to get to the high bit. Is it okay if I'll chat to you later? But at weddings, it's more so, can I sing? Can I have a sing song? And can I take your microphone and sing?
Right,
and I'm like,
right.
The thing is with me, and I'm not being like a diva or anything like that, and I'm not being picky, but my equipment is really expensive. As you know, you have to have the best of the best, don't you? Yeah. But if I shared my microphone with someone, or I gave my microphone for someone to sing or whatever, if they're unaware that they've got a cold or a virus or something, and I catch it,
that's you.
I can't do work.
Yeah.
So that's the reasons why it's a health and safety reason why I can't share my microphone. Yeah. But also, I mean, daytimes are fine because people aren't drunk and they're not sort of all over the place. They're really nice, chilled, relaxed, and sophisticated and luxurious, you'd like to think. But they could drop it. They could drop something that costs £400.
I know.
They go,
cheap.
Sorry.
And
cheap. Then you've got the fee to pay yourself.
And it's your livelihood at the end of the day, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I mean, you get all these people. I think when something's... You wouldn't go to someone's house and trash it, would you?
No.
But when you're out in a venue somewhere, some people just do take the mickey a little bit, don't they? And they kind of lose respect for sort of certain bits.
In the pubs, I do get a little bit sort of barmaid-ish. So I get a bit of a barmaid.
It's like my
front.
wife, she
Yeah.
gets like that. Don't get on the
Me
wrong
and your
side
wife
of her.
would get on so well. But literally, I had this guy. I sang in a, because as we were saying earlier, January and February were quite quiet, so you have to sort of fill the dates with other things. So I take on like pubs and social clubs and stuff. So I did a pub, and this guy just comes straight up to me in my face like this and went, "Let me sing." I went, "Sorry?" He's like, "Let me sing." I went, "No, you can't. It's my microphone." He's like, "No, come on, I'm really good." I went, "I know you're good, but it's really rude that you come up to me and ask me to sing because I'm doing the job here." And I get all like that. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that at weddings. Absolutely can't. And then I said to him, "Do I come to your work and tell you what to do?" Do you know
I've said
what I mean?
that a few times, to be fair. I mean, DJs get it the worst. And literally, I do think everyone thinks they're a DJ now.
Everybody thinks so, yeah.
And you're like, I do this professionally.
Yeah.
You know, I do it every weekend.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just moving on to like prices. Now you don't need to tell me about how much
£7,000.
Wow. You'll be sitting in Versace.
Well, this is actually a Gucci top.
Oh, well, Gucci. So, I mean, what I've noticed, and I mean, a lot of wedding singers or any singers, they vary, don't they, in price?
Yes.
They can be anything from a couple of £100, maybe someone go out for £150, right up to what, £1,000? No, actually, I'll say that. I've just had a quote. I won't say his name because I've just booked him for my father's birthday. £1,500.
Yeah.
For 2 45-minute sets.
Okay, so if they're charging that sort of money, number one, they've been doing it for a long time. Number one, they know their craft.
Yeah.
Number three, they're probably rehearsing all their time to practice all the songs that you want.
Yeah.
They're probably top of their game. And
I mean, he's been on TV and all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
I suppose if you've got that behind you, you can
100%.
kind of spend that money, can't you? But
Yeah.
then what? See, I mean, maybe this is an argument to be had, but you know, if you're charging £1,500, there could be someone who's just as good or better and just starting out in the game, and they're charging a couple of £100.
You have to.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's about what you think you're worth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's probably the same with DJs. You could definitely get a DJ for £150.
Oh,
easy, do you know
easy,
what I mean?
yeah.
That's really good at mixing.
Old Dave down the road.
That DJ Dave. So everyone has to start out. I mean, when I've done my first wedding, it was £100 for an hour.
Yeah.
It was literally £100 for an hour. But that was the very first wedding. Someone had asked me to do it, and it wasn't anything spectacular. It was literally just turn up, sing for a little bit while they're eating, and then go home. And it was £100. I don't know if, to be honest, that was the lowest. I just said yes. I didn't even know how much it was. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
then after that, I sort of priced myself. At the time, everyone was putting their prices online.
Yeah.
So I sort of looked at what everyone was doing, and then sort of thought to myself, well, what do I value myself at? What is my worth?
Yeah.
Like, how much effort am I going to put in before the wedding?
Yeah.
How much is my equipment, and how much effort am I putting in during the day?
Yeah.
So my equipment is Bose equipment, Shure equipment, which is top of the range.
It's not cheap.
No,
Yeah.
£2,500 it cost me for one speaker and a bag. And but I had to have the bag because it's a wheelie bag.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
my back, I can't carry the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Outfits, I buy outfits, all the prep that I do beforehand, and it's the same with any wedding singer. If you ask any wedding singer, they do couples calls, they do admin, they download the music, which costs money. £3 a track, sometimes £5 a track.
Yeah.
If you've got a bespoke track that someone wants, there was someone that wanted this beautiful, bear with me, Sweet Caroline as a twinkly, beautiful, like DJ Sammy Heaven kind of sound.
Nice. That does sound nice. Yeah.
Cost me £30 for that track. Do you know what I mean? So everything costs money when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah.
So that's why people charge what they do. And obviously I sort of not rated myself, but like what I thought I was worth with everything, the prep wise, and then on the day. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, there are people that are cheaper that do charge
I had this
£100,
conversation with Jeremy on the last podcast about DJing wise. You know, there is a lot of people say, oh, you know, they're cheaper, but if what you want to charge is up to you. You know, there's people starting out there, isn't there? If they can get £150 at the weekends, happy days to them. But they might not have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
There might be someone for £1,000. They've had loads of experience, but we're all in the same game together, aren't we? You know, because you have a nice little group of sort of other singers on a WhatsApp group, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of the same with the DJ side of it. You have to help each other out because when you're in the poop sometimes you need to have a bit of help, don't you?
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And it does happen to us.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's the same with you. It gets really lonely.
Oh,
do you know what
%.
I mean? It gets so lonely, and sometimes having that little like network of people, you can go, oh, do you know what? it was a little bit of a struggle tonight. And they'd go, I know how you feel. Just makes you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm not alone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't think people understand that it is lonely at wedding. On the actual day of a wedding or an evening of a wedding, and you've got everyone dancing. People go, "Oh, you've got such a cool job. That's you must love doing that." Yeah, we do love doing that. But when you're actually in that van or in the car on the way back with all that travel time. And then at the wedding, you don't really know anyone, so you end up in the back, don't you, having a little drink or a bit of fish and chips you got given or whatever. And it is lonely, isn't it?
It can get,
you know, and but you kind of all have to sort of group together to kind of lift it, don't you, as suppliers? Definitely. I've had some good chats with photographers. Oh, actually, talking of that, do you remember the day we met on the Boxing Day?
Absolutely,
And you took that lovely picture of me with my belly out, and I was asleep on the sofa.
Absolutely, why not?
I think I was outdone by all the Christmas events, and I thought, do you know what? I don't start for a couple of hours. I'm going to go and have a sit on the sofa in the reception, and there I was snoring my head off.
This is Ross in his natural habitat.
you take a picture of WhatsApp, and I'm like, oh. Brilliant.
That's what I'm like. Though.
You can hold me at ransom for that one.
Honestly, yeah. Add me to your packages, else this is going viral.
Yeah, it's not a nice picture of me.
I just like fun. I just like fun all the time. Like, obviously, I know when I've got to be like professional when it comes to people's ceremonies and stuff like that. But when it comes to like drinks, receptions, and wedding breakfast and stuff, I do like to be a little bit fun. Like, I know the boundaries of like not getting too involved. I don't want to be in people's faces, but I am a little bit fun sometimes.
Yeah, but I think that makes people more comfortable, rather than being too formal. Obviously, we're all professional, but sometimes it does break the ice a little bit, being a bit of a laugh and a bit of fun.
That's it.
I think it's the Essex in us. That's what I think it is. So I know we touched on this a little bit because you did speak about it earlier, but social media, has that had most of the impact on your career?
No.
No?
I wouldn't say it has. I'd say that face-to-face meetups and communications works better for me. Okay. Because like this, people can get to know me, and every time, I'm not saying like, oh, amazing or anything like that, but when I meet people go, I really like you, you're really nice, and I'm like, thank you so much, because I want to help you, and I like meeting people. I'm a chatty person, and I feel like what I've got is a lot to give. Do you know what I mean?
You kind of
and people
fit
can
into the
feel
wedding.
that. Yeah, they feel that more when it's a face-to-face reaction rather than seeing a video on Instagram. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think going with the prices we were just talking about. Obviously, with weddings, very, very seasonable.
Yeah.
You know, it's what they're probably kicking off around now. I think you've had 3 weddings so far.
3 weddings so far. Yeah.
Mine has I've had 1, and we're just about to go mental after this. But you know, when the winter hits, I mean, luckily you must get quite a bit in December.
I had
for Christmas and
4 weddings in December.
Okay.
4 weddings, and then I had umpteen amount of gigs. I did obviously the hotels and things like that, and done their Christmas parties and things. This year, I've actually got I think I've got 12 dates or something like that covers all over Christmas. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I've got 12 dates that covers all over Christmas already. It's already booked. So December's done for me, and I think I've got 2 weddings in that as well.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? Yeah.
It's really I mean, I like, obviously, I promote the weddings more so, and that is predominantly what I do, but I do take the other little bits as well. Do you know what I mean?
So you do have work all year round then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So January I had off. I still managed to sing once a week for some reason.
When do you go on holiday?
When I look at my diary and go, oh look, we're off next week. Should we go on holiday? Literally, we book the day before. If I can see a week off, I'll book a day.
Oh,
before.
You've just had your wedding anniversary, actually, haven't you? Did you
go
away?
No, we bought a DJ mixer instead.
Oh, and just sat there doing a stream until we
just streamed
happy anniversary.
Yeah, that's what we done because that's what we both like doing.
Yeah.
So,
wicked.
Yeah, we got to the point now as well. For us, we've been everywhere. We like the history.
Yeah.
I go to a lot of these weddings now where they're historical venues.
Okay.
So I get my fix of history there. I find out about the venues and, it was Henry VIII's lodge and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's not really a lot of places. I mean, we've been to Iceland. We've been to, what's it called? Stonehenge. We've been to all the historical places. There's nowhere for us to go.
Have you been to Venice?
No, it's not really on my list though.
Oh no! See,
No?
that wasn't on my list, but we went
Oh.
in January. Me and the wife for 4 nights. Absolutely amazing. We
Really?
fell in love again.
Oh
Literally,
no.
yeah,
Oh, we've
yeah.
missed out there, haven't
Yeah,
we?
she hinted that I needed to propose again on the bridge, but that didn't happen.
We
Yeah,
had to go to Iceland twice because
Iceland. Oh, I
yeah.
see. I've never had that one on my list.
Oh my God, you need to go to Iceland. You've got to go when it's like the KP levels are really, really high, so you're more chance of seeing the Northern Lights. Oh
Oh,
my God, seriously. However, we saw the Northern Lights outside our front door twice last year, so
yes, yeah,
really,
that's
there's no
true.
point.
So yeah, it is a little bit
Yeah,
seasonable, but
yeah.
you get jobs all year round, yeah.
Yeah. So I try to fill my time with obviously the other stuff and all the prep as well for the weddings. That takes a long time as well. So the process that I go through, I have a video call with my couples and then they choose their songs and then I create sort of spreadsheets and stuff for them with all the music on. So they've got everything. I know that some couples like spreadsheets for like the food and things like that. So I
Yeah,
make
yeah.
one for them so
Yeah.
they can just add it to their list to make it as easy as possible.
So with you know the songs which they request, is there any things like which you don't do? Or do you just always, even if there's one where you think, oh, I've never done that one before, but do you just still give it a crack?
yeah.
Yeah. What's the biggest one you do?
Ave Maria.
Oh, I might be in.
It's a religious
Oh, okay.
opera song.
Oh, blimey, that sounds
I'm not
good.
giving you a blast today because
no.
I haven't warmed up.
Is there something on Instagram?
There is.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll
yeah.
have to have a look
Ave
at that.
Maria. It's basically it's Hail Mary, which is like a prayer, and it's sung by an opera singer
Oh,
that
wow.
you sing at a Catholic wedding.
Oh, blimey.
I know. When that came through, I was like, yeah, I can do that. Like,
How long did that take you to rehearse?
well, it's in Latin as well.
In Latin?
Yeah,
Oh, my.
yeah. Opera,
So you like a challenge then?
Latin. Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
When
blimey.
the family told me that's what they
Excuse me.
wanted, it was a like a necessary. It had to be done. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. No problem.
Oh, that's good.
Do you know
That's
what I mean? So,
determination.
yeah,
that
but
is.
I got their video call in 5 months before their wedding, so I had
Okay.
5 months to prepare. Do you know what I mean? So I'd prefer to do that. I always say to my couples, like, let me have a video call with you straight away so I can get an idea if there's any songs that you want. So stuff like Ave Maria or the church weddings where they've got hymns and things.
Yep.
I've got plenty of time to rehearse them because the pop songs are a lot easier to learn. So I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but in my head, I know when the musical arrangement changes and stuff.
Yeah.
So all it is when you hear the first part of it, the verse and the chorus, I pretty much know what the rest of the song is.
Yeah.
So I can just fit the words in and learn it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a superpower or not. I'd like to think so, but you know, what I mean, it's easier that way for pop songs to learn. But something like a religious hymn or a opera song, I've got to get my voice in the right place as well.
Yeah.
Like they don't all sit in the same position. You have to have a different placement for
So
it.
whatever someone chucks at you, you'll always give it a go then.
100%.
Yeah, oh, that's what I
100%.
liked it.
I want to make someone's day. Do you know what I mean? You're booking me for that, so I want to make your
that's
day
good.
perfect.
So do you find it really competitive, the market? Because I mean,
Yeah.
wedding DJs is so competitive now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you get all these certain, just on touching on wedding DJs, you get all these certain levels of, right, they're the people maybe do it at the weekends, they're the full timers, these are the ones who've been in the industry for a long time.
Yeah.
And we might be all the kind of around the same price, but it's so competitive of what
Yeah.
everyone offers. Is it the same as singers?
I think it is, yeah. I mean, I don't like to find out now how much everybody else is charging.
Yeah,
Because number
yeah.
one, they're in their own lane. They're doing it for what
If it
they
works,
want.
it works.
It's
It's
their business. I'm not going to pry into that. Do you know what I mean? I think it is competitive because there's all new people coming in, and obviously they're all going to charge different prices.
Yeah.
There's people that have been doing it for donkey's years, and they're charging obviously like higher prices and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
people do buy on price sometimes, don't they? And I think that's the
Unfortunately,
competitiveness.
yes, yeah.
It's all a price comparison sometimes, but there are people that will go, do you know what? I love her voice. I'm going to choose her. It doesn't matter about the cost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it all
that's
depends.
true.
It just depends on the couple and what their needs are.
Yeah.
So if you're saying about like competitive, I mean, it's oversaturated at the moment with the wedding singers. Honestly, the amount of people that I see doing it, it pops up all the time on Facebook, all the time on Instagram. There's new people coming in, but I just think sometimes when you've got a lovely branding like you have, and what I think I have,
Yeah.
if you've got lovely branding and you can showcase what you do and you can target the right people. I mean, I try and target people that are probably 30s to 50s,
Right.
because they're my favourite kind of age group.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I mean, everybody does sort of aim for their ideal client, but my sort of ideal client would be between 30 and 50.
50.
Well, no, not even 50, 30 plus, let's say, because the songs that I like to sing and that I feel like I'm good at and I can
fit in their
their category, like the acoustic garage and acoustic club classics. You're going to have people that are like in their 30s and 40s that like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's, for me, that's not I don't see that as a competition with other wedding singers. I just feel like I could just aim my business at the people that I want to aim it at. Do you know what I mean?
Have your own little niche. Little niche. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know with regards to with what they charge. I mean, I don't. Do you think? I have had this argument with a few people. Website prices, no, yes.
Oh, again,
I don't put my prices on the website.
Yeah, it's just because I offer an experience and a service. It's not something that I can just go, that would be $1,000, please.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know what you're getting for that? Like, number one, you're getting me, you're getting my personality, and I'll create a service for you. Number two, you're getting all of that prep before your wedding. Do you know what I mean? So you can't look at that and go, oh, I can now, do you know what I mean? You can't look at a price and go, right, £1,000, what am I getting for that? And they look at it in a list. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to kind of tailor it. And sometimes I do offers.
Yeah,
and
occasional,
yeah. So you can't really. I don't really like putting my prices online because then it just becomes a price.
Yeah, and I like to be personalised.
Personal.
I like to talk to someone. And find out where it is, what they want. You know, and as you said, if they've met you, they've spoken to you. 9 times out of 10, I know they say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but if you meet someone, you get a vibe whether they're oh, I like this person. You know what I mean?
You have to click with you because they could click with you, but then not click with the next person down the line, or they could click with someone else, and I might not be their cup of tea. That's absolutely fine. Like whatever people want to do. I know how important weddings are because obviously I've been married.
Biggest day of your life.
Biggest day of your life. You've got to have those connections with people. I feel you've got to have a connection with someone. So on the day, you feel like they're a part of your day and you're a part of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a personal thing, and not that I change my prices to suit because my prices are set how they are, but also with my prices, I have add-ons. So if you want me to learn, because I've got a list of about 250 songs that I know now. I updated it yesterday, and I was like, whoa, do I really know that many? Wow.
Well, all the lyrics all memorised as well?
Well, there's a backup, there's a prompt, but Elton John done it at Glastonbury. I'm just saying that. There's nothing wrong with a prompt. But so there's 250 songs you could pick. And then obviously, if I don't know them well enough, then that's the time that I learn them in, the time before your wedding and stuff. But it's just one of them things. It's a personal service, and you get the basic package. And then if you really like someone and you're like, right, okay, I like you, but I want 10 country songs in my drinks reception or something. I haven't got too many country songs on my package. So either what I'll do is I'll say, okay, I can learn them for an extra bundle. And that will be an extra add-on cost.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
or
that's a good idea.
I know someone equally as amazing that knows country songs. There's 3 of them in our group that I would just pass them over and just say, do you know what, you'd be better off for this wedding. Because I think that would fit better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the client is always the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I'm always exactly the same as well. You know, it's not, and everyone says it's all about the money. In this game, it's not about them. We're not here to be millionaires. We'll never be millionaires.
No.
but we do it for the love and the passion, don't we? Do you know what I mean? So.
I said to my mum the other day, I was like, right, okay, it's a bit quiet on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Shall I go and get a job in McDonald's because of the money? But then I was like, do you know what? If I'd done that, I would get the sack instantly because I'd be rubbish at it. I love my job so much that I just can't think of doing anything else. There's nothing else I want to do. Literally nothing.
But I think that means it means so much to me that I do what I love.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't you hate to be in a job? I mean, I'm not saying if you sit there at a desk and you think, what the hell am I doing here?
I've been there. I've done it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I've been there a couple of times. And I hate it.
Yeah.
And I think if you can do what you love, whether you might not be making loads of money, whatever, if you're loving it, whatever.
And I think I think the thing is we're going to go a little bit deep now, but like it took me. I'm 39. Yes, I know. A little bit old.
I'm coming up 37.
Are you? Yeah. It takes you a long time. Well, I feel like it's taken me a long time to find my place in the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that being 39, I will gladly tell everyone I'm 39 now because it took me this long to get here. But it also proves that you're never too late to do something you love.
Totally
agree.
I'm
39 years old and I'm doing a full-time job that I love. Like, honestly.
And
it's
you've still got loads of life left in you to doing that, aren't you? Yeah, literally.
Yeah, and it's like some people go, "Oh, I'm too old to do that." You're not. I'd done that performing arts course when I was 30.
Really?
Yeah, and I was the oldest was it? I was 30? No, I went and worked on the holiday parks when I was 30. I was 29 when I'd done that performing arts course.
That's brilliant.
I went back to college because I was like, I've got to do it by the time I'm 30.
Yeah.
I was the oldest one in the college. Everyone else was 18, 19, and I was there.
You're the mother hen.
Honestly, my head was like, I'm still a child in my head, but do you know what I mean? It's never ever too late. So if anyone's thinking of doing like a new career or anything, just jump in.
Yeah.
Just fake it till you make it, babes.
And,
Like,
the thing is, we're not here on this world for long, as they say, don't they?
No, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
So what is the the best and the most favourite wedding you've ever done?
Oh, don't ask me that question.
You don't have to say any names, but you could give us
I can't pick it.
You must have some more sticking it in your mind.
Every single wedding, honestly, I can't pick the best one. I'd be here all day. I would be here all day telling you how great every single wedding is.
I've had like a couple where I just go, oh my God, that night was just amazing.
Honestly, I can't pick. Like there was oh God, I just can't. There's not a best one. Like every single bride or couple that I know, I say bride, obviously I'm very like inclusive. I've got same-sex couple weddings coming up and stuff. But I always say the bride, and I don't mean to say that because I know I've got 2 grooms and stuff coming up, but it's just because I've been contacted most by females and women and brides, so that's why. But I know their favourite songs. I mean, I got a bride that I sang for them 2 years ago. I sang on the holiday park on Saturday night. She was on TikTok live and she went, "Sing my song for me." It's Shania Twain. That don't impress me much. I remember her song. I know her song. Do you know what I mean? 2 years ago. I'm still doing like loads of weddings every year, but I still remember like my bride's favourite songs, and like I can't tell you the best one I've had. All the wedding venues that I sing at are just phenomenal. Like Crondon Park, Parklands, Little Channels, like Wivenhoe House. There's like so many that I've sang at, and it just every single one has got something special about it. Yeah. But it all comes down to the same thing, and it sounds really cheesy, but it's just the love in the room. The love in the room is what makes it, and that's what I feel every time for the weddings. So I can't pick the best wedding because every wedding is the best.
So you don't have to say weddings, but what's the worst gig or the worst wedding you've ever done?
Oh my God.
It doesn't have to be a wedding.
I don't think it's a wedding. Oh.
Weddings are normally pretty good anyway, aren't they? Because everyone's in party mode, and it's the day of love.
Yeah, it's the day of love, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, there was a moment when I sang at a wedding, and I hadn't been booked by the couple, and I sang the couple in, and they sat down and they went, "What's going on? What is going on?"
Right.
And I was like, I looked at them like, "Just singing you in." Like I'm like in my head thinking, "I'm just singing you in." She was like, "What's going on?" And I don't think that the bride actually wanted to sing out. It was the bridesmaid that booked it.
Oh no! As a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise. But I don't think they actually wanted a singer, and they were like, "I don't understand what's going on." And I was like, "I'm just singing you in." You know, like a welcome, like a wedding breakfast welcome. It was like that. And they kind of sat down, and I was singing. But everyone kind of sat down and just looked at them, and then looked at me, and then looked at them and looked at me. And I was like,
"Who's she in the corner?"
"I'm just here to sing. It's okay." That's it.
Do you know one of the worst, most this is the most memorable thing for me, and it's not the nicest of stories. So, but it's not sad. But it's I was at this wedding a couple of years ago, and it's probably late in the evening, so we got to about 11 o'clock. A lot of people very, very, very drunk.
Yeah.
And there was the best man there.
Yeah.
And he started giving it the old, jump and start like that. Oh, yeah. And let's just say I don't think the food agreed with him. And he popped a little love puff out and followed through.
Oh, my God.
All onto the, this is no word of luck, all onto the white starlit dance floor.
Oh,
well,
my God.
You've never seen the venue empty so quick in your life.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. Yeah,
wow.
And thank God it was at the end of the night, and I don't think he'd even realised he'd done it because he just sort of waddled off of the dance floor. And I thought, thanks for that, mate. Yeah, the smell was not nice.
That's terrible. Yeah. Oh my God!
So that was my worst one for me. Yeah. Right, what have we got left on there? A couple more questions, I think.
Have we?
Yeah. So, what advice would you give anyone who is thinking of becoming a wedding singer?
Do your research. If you can, I mean, I'm quite a helpful person and I would help anybody that wanted to start. I mean, I've had people message me saying, "Are these prices okay?" And I've talked to them about it. I'd help anybody. Do you know what I mean? But maybe if you're maybe in your 20s that or earlier than that hasn't been to a wedding or hasn't been married, what I'd do is like try and go to a wedding. Try and like butter someone up to get an invite to their wedding or something and go to a wedding and see how it runs. Or find someone that's in the industry, maybe a wedding planner that you can ask how a wedding runs, because that's the key. I think you need to find out how a wedding works. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously you need your bank of songs and what songs you like to sing. And obviously do a bit of research about what brides and couples are choosing for their wedding music. Do you know what I mean? Because some like a lot of these, I like these acoustic. Like I say, I love acoustic garage because it just gives another element. Honestly,
that's nice,
when I used to be a teenager and dance to garage music, it was all like, yeah, party, party. And now I sing all the like Crazy Love by MJ Cole.
Oh, that's a lovely song, that is.
Honestly, I've got it as an acoustic, instrumental, classical version at the moment, and it just hits so differently. And it got the most views on TikTok and Instagram at the moment because everyone's like, wow, okay. Do you know what I mean? So it's a different element, but you need to go and find like the songs that you like singing. And make them relevant to a wedding. Like people at weddings are going to want to listen to the acoustic, calm kind of thing. And also
the lovey-dovey ones.
The lovey-dovey ones. But also find your niche. Like don't just do something that everybody else is doing.
What everyone's doing on karaoke.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get the best equipment, of course, because that's going to make you sound amazing and it's not going to let you down. And just price yourself so you feel like it's your worth. Do you know what I mean? Don't just undercut everybody, because this is the one thing that sort of, it doesn't wind me up, but it's just one of them things that I like to tell people. If you've got a singer that's charging sort of £500 for whatever service they're doing, and then someone comes along and does it for £400, then the next person that comes along is going to do it for £300. Then the next person comes along and going to do it £200. And then in the end, the industry just becomes so cheap. Not cheap, but like you're not getting the money that you're worth. Do you know what I mean? But then again, you could also flip that on the side and say, well, someone's going to book you for your personality and your song choice because it's you. Do you know what I mean? But I do think because you get a lot of couples that go, oh, but I can get such and such for cheaper. I think that's where I saw it with the pub industry, because like I say, the first gig I did was $250. The last gig I did was like $160.
Really?
So the price has gone down since COVID because,
lot,
like you say,
it's
can't
changed. Afford it. Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. So if you're starting out, don't ever start really, really cheap and stick to that price. You've got to increase your prices to know your worth. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's it really. And I think you should go for it. Just go for it, because like I'm 39, I went for it when I was in my 30s.
And sometimes you have to take risks, don't you? You do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm finding that more and more times. I just like, my wife says, "Oh, are you sure about this?" I'm like, "I'm a risker." You know, 100%. If you don't try, where do you get?
Honestly,
you know what I mean?
You can sit and have that dream for the rest of your life and have regrets, or you can do something you actually want to do, and you never know where it could lead. Like, who would have known I was at RCT's head office doing a podcast today?
I will let you into a little secret who I haven't told many people, actually.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
A few weeks back, I applied for a few months back, I applied for The Apprentice. Right.
Oh my God, I've got goosebumps.
All right. So I applied for The Apprentice. I haven't got on, but I did get to the very last round.
No way.
Yeah. Oh my! It was hard though. Really hard. Yeah. I got down to the last 30. This is for next year's series.
Wow.
Yeah. For next year. So I got down to the last 30, and they made you do all these, like you had to stand in front of a camera and sell like a cup with a hole in it. Yeah. You know, and say why. Stupid things like that.
It's great though. I love it.
And then you'd have to build like a tissue box, and there was some big personalities in there. Yeah. And, you know, I've got quite a big personality, but there were some lads in there who would just overpower me, and I thought, you know, when you got a gut feeling, I ain't got through here. Aww. And they did say, they said, you know, unfortunately we can't let you know whether you got through or if you didn't get through and why, you know, it's too many people and all that. But there was 80,000 people applied, and I got down to the last 30. Yeah,
congratulations!
I couldn't believe it. So I'm chuffed with that.
Honestly,
but I am chuffed with it.
Yeah, it's the same how I felt last night when I watched like Louise Hall on Britain's Got Talent. I was like, I was runner up to her at the National Entertainment Awards. That's incredible. Like things like that, even though you haven't won, you can be so proud of what you've achieved, and you never know where it's going to lead. No,
and you should always do. And I just thought, do you know what? Do you know why I applied? It basically come up on my Facebook, and I thought, do you know what? For a laugh, I'm going to go for it. And I did it, and even though I didn't get through, I've learned so much from that process, and like you said, you should just go for it. Just do it.
And I think you always learn from different different experiences you have with different things. Like every wedding I learn from, every single wedding or every single wedding fair or every person that I meet, there's always something. Like I went and done a wedding fair at I know this is only small compared to your apprentice experience, but I went to a wedding fair in Kent and this guy said, why don't you just apply for the Essex Wedding Awards? I was like, oh no, I've never won an award in my life. Like 6 months later, I'm winning it. Like, do you know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen. Like, you never know you're going to be on The Apprentice. I never knew I was going to be at the National Entertainment Awards as a finalist of the best female vocalist. Like, honestly, like you don't know where it can lead.
Just do it.
Never. Just do it.
Sometimes you've got to push yourself and just go for it.
Yeah. And if you do get a no, because there was something on Britain's Got Talent last night that absolutely made me well up. Imagine doing something where everybody says no to something you've got a dream to do.
It was the lady, wasn't it, who said I saw that. Yeah, that was it.
So but the thing is, you are going to get lots and lots of no's, but you just got to think it doesn't resonate with you. The perfect job or the perfect opportunity is going to come to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So it's just not the right time at the moment.
No, it's not the right thing. Yeah. Something better will come along. And I say, even in our group chat with the Essex singer girls, some of them do these pubs and stuff where they don't get treated very nicely. And I just say to them, look, just drop it because actually drop the gig because you're going to get something better and you're going to get treated better. Do you know what I mean?
And as one door shuts, another one opens. My old dad says to me all the time.
It is. It's exactly like that.
So what would you say the pros and cons are of being a wedding singer?
Pros are just you get to live in a little bubble for a day with other people listening to their love story. It's just lovely. I just absolutely love it. And it also makes me think of my wedding day, which was the best day of my life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you get to live in a little bubble. You get to meet people. You get to form really good connections. Like I've got a totally different group of friends that I've never had before.
Nice.
Some being singers, some being ex-brides. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's lovely. It's really lovely. Obviously, I get paid for it and it pays for my mortgage, which is lovely. Yeah,
that's what you want.
Yeah. The cons are, let me think. I can't think of any cons because I just love my job too much.
I mean, would you say like giving up family events?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'd probably go with as well.
That's probably the only thing I take. A lot of people say, oh, no, I'm not doing that because I'm spending it with family, or, oh, no, I can't do that because, do you know what I mean? I've got the family coming. I always plan my whole year. So obviously I've got December booked out. I'm doing Boxing Day with you.
Well, I think I remember last time, but Boxing Day, you said you just come from a family event. And I think it was a bit of a sad time for you at the time. We won't go into that. But and it's things like that. Boxing Day, when everyone's having their Boxing Day buffet, and we're sat there singing.
I know. There's only one day I won't do is Christmas Day. That's the only day I won't do. But anything else I will do, which is, again, the cons are that you don't get to see your family on those specific days. But then you could also think, okay, for me, it's a full-time job. I have to do these things. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like if I worked in retail, I'd have to work in the shop on like Boxing Day.
8 o'clock in the morning,
New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, for goodness sake, after a skinful. But they're the cons. The other cons are, it's not really a con, but sometimes people don't get their song choices to me on time, which makes me rush getting their songs ready. That's the only thing, because it's all about time management. And I totally appreciate that some people have got lives. Oh, they have got lives. They've got kids. They've got planning. Do you know what I mean? But just sometimes the time runs away with you too quickly.
Yeah,
you know
and I think, especially with weddings, you've got to be organised, haven't you? Yeah. You want to be ahead of the game, especially when you're doing one every weekend. Yeah. If you got the longer time you got to rehearse that song or get it sorted, it's easy, isn't it? Yeah.
That's the only cons, really. I can't think of any.
There's not.
Honestly, I can't.
I mean, I think I touched base with this on Jeremy on the previous podcast. Yeah. This industry, you've got to love it. You've got to be passionate. Or it's not for you. It's not for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've got to keep going as well. And I think it doesn't have to be a full-time job, but I'm finding now, this is the first time I've had one job, and my own job, like my own self-employed thing, because I've always had like two jobs, one running alongside the other. But because of the demand of what couples want, you do have to give them your whole time. It is really, really stressful sometimes. Yeah. And I think if you're doing it as a full-time worker, if you're doing it as a full-time mum and a part-time person, you're doing phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, superheroes, because I don't think I could do it with a full-time job as well. It's just a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Your brain, it's a brain overload,
Honestly,
isn't it?
yeah, absolutely overload. So whoever's doing it alongside motherhood and everything else, wow. Yeah, exactly. Not all superheroes wear capes.
So final question, because as you know, this podcast is aimed at people in the wedding and events industry and couples as well. Just looking for a bit of research in the market. What advice would you give a wedding couple looking to book a wedding singer? What should they look out for and think about?
First of all, they should look out for me.
Creative director.
Creative. I wore it especially for today. This is Gucci.
Ooh. Oh, Primani.
Primark, £8. But yeah, no, you should look for someone that matches your vibe, first of all.
Yeah.
There is people singers, I say people, there's fantastic singers like Lily Kirby. She's amazing. She does acoustic rock, and metal.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. If you are a lover of rock, she is your girl. Do you know what I mean? If you like acoustic garage and club classics, I'm your girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you like someone that's got a powerhouse of a voice, there are singers that do that. Do you know what I mean? If you like country, I know a fantastic singer called Ashley. She's amazing at that. And Megan, do you know what I mean? Name dropping all the other wedding singers here. I'm going to do it.
We're all in the same boat.
Because I love it and I love all of them. Do you know what I mean?
That's what it's all about.
Do you know what I mean? There's lots and lots of people in this industry that offer different things. Do you know what I mean? So you need to find someone that's going to match your vibe, whatever sort of songs you want. I mean, I do the acoustic garage, but I do anything. A lot of singers will do that, but they have their favourite sort of niche. Find the niche that you're looking for, and then just chat. I'd say go for a phone call or a video call first. Don't send them a message and ask how much they are, because you're not going to get a vibe from just a price.
And that's obviously all you're looking for is someone cheap. In my eyes, I'm sorry. Well, it is. If you just direct, how much are you? Yeah, I want to book you. Well, they're looking for the best price, aren't they?
They are, yeah. But if you haven't got the money to do it, what I'd say, if you're looking to book a wedding singer, don't leave it to the last minute. I know everybody leaves wedding singers, not like you, because they'd book you first. So they'd go for the dress, the venue, the cake, the photographer, the DJ first.
And then maybe see what budget they've got left after.
See what budget they've got left afterwards. I wouldn't do that. I'd go for, I want a wedding singer as well as the DJ, the venue, the dress. You have to prioritise it, because, yes, we do cost a lot more than just a regular singer, because we do put all the prep work in before, but we're doing that to make your day perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think you should have a video call with them to see who you're booking first. Just go with the vibe, really. And if you've got song requests, make sure you tell your wedding singer what songs you want first, because then it will give you an indication if they can learn it or not.
Rather than bombard them lastminute.com.
But build up a relationship with them, because I like having that whole getting excited with them. Do you know what I mean?
I've had all different relationships with bride and grooms. Like the ones who are just sort of, that's it. You're the DJ.
Yeah.
And some of them I've had such a laugh with, like real giggle. And I still talk to them now, like on the phone, like literally. They're "Are you right, Ross?
That's what I'm like with this Danny. Like she literally, I sang at her wedding like 2 years ago. I loved her wedding. It was brilliant. But she's always on my TikTok, on Instagram. Every time I hear Shania Twain, I'm messaging her. All right, babes, I've got your song. Do you know what I mean? And then I've got another bride who I've not even sung for her wedding yet. I feel like she's my best mate already. I'm not saying we're always, it's not always like that. But like I say, you get a vibe from someone.
Yeah.
You create that sort of experience with people, and it becomes a relationship, and it's nice. Do you know what I mean? It makes everything just so much more exciting. You don't want to just get sort of somebody that's you've just paid for, and then you don't hear from them until 6 weeks before the wedding, because you could be going, well, I don't really know what's happening.
I've booked them. I don't know where they've gone.
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I had a bride actually who rang me, and she was like, Hayley, it's 2 weeks to the wedding and my DJ's not replied to me. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. On Instagram, he's in like Portugal. I was like, oh my God. And then luckily a week before her wedding, that's too close to be starting talking to someone.
I mean, what we do is we obviously do the booking process, but then what they'll receive various different emails throughout the coming months.
Yeah.
And then maybe 2 weeks before it will say, right, this is your DJ.
Yeah.
Because obviously we got a few DJs who work for us, and then it will say, we're going to call you next week. So will be 1 week before the wedding. But the only reason we do that is because we're waiting for them to upload playlists. The timings might have changed, and then it's fresh in our memory.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with a singer.
Yeah.
It's a totally different ball game. You've got to be on. on board, didn't you, early doors?
Yeah, because sometimes the thing is, and the music always changes. So you've got like that. Is it Miles Smith, Stargazing?
Yeah,
I
love that tune. Yeah.
I've learnt that in the last couple of months. Ordinary by Alex Warren. Oh my God, what a tune! Yeah. You've heard it. I know you have because it's on TikTok everywhere.
Yeah. I think it's number one now.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Number one. Do you know what I mean? Songs are coming out all the time. You have to sort of keep on top of it. And couples are going to want those songs, so you have to learn them for their day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously the backing tracks need to be made, and you have to keep on top of it a lot, to be honest. So.
Well, do you know what? I just want to say thank you for coming in and seeing me today. It's been lovely.
It's such a pleasure and a privilege.
Good luck with the wedding season, because it's about to go full blast, I think, for all of us, isn't it?
I know.
So that's why I thought I need to get Hayley in before she's on the road. So just before you go, look at the camera just in front of you and tell everyone how they can find out about you on your Insta, or are you appearing anywhere they can go and see you sing?
I appear at holiday parks all over the south all year, but you can find out where those are at Hayley Gold Vocals on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. And it's Hayley Gold Vocals, because I have got another TikTok, but that's a personal one. So it's Hayley Gold Vocals Wedding Singer. And then I've got a website, www.hayleygoldvocalist.co.uk.
And she's very good. She's a laugh as well. She's a laugh.
Right.
She's an Essex bird.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been really fun.
Thank you. So thank you to Hayley for joining us today on the Wedding and Events Business Broadcast. Next week, not next week, on our next episode, we'll be talking to Charlotte from Rivenhall Oaks Golf Club, and she's going to tell us about what it's like, how to run a wedding venue, the pros, the cons, and all that jazz. So we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.